before I thought that I was gonna hurt him, I think. And then I just pulled on his beard. And once I pulled real hard and I didn't worry. Yours look realistic.
That's because they are real. You give them a tug. Woo! You want to pull it? Yes, it's real.
Yeah, I know it's pretend.
Don't you get along with the Christmas spirit?
No.
Oh, you know it's all pretend.
Well, yeah. Especially because I'm Jewish.
Do we give blessings in this house?
Not unless my grandparents are here.
Mara's she's gonna steal the movie. There's no question about it. I mean, she's got that thing, that charm that kids have. Actually, Richard Attenborough said at the beginning of rehearsals, he said, I think we're going to have to lose the child because she's going to steal the film. And it's true.
Was it sort of hot and everything?
Yeah, I was sweating. Ugh. And I was wearing that little coat or that jacket, and it was all wool. It was wool, and this is wool too. Ay, 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 am I sweating?
I think everybody was really sort of, it's the comparisons to Natalie Wood, but she's got such an amazing vulnerability in it. She's such a normal child. She's not sort of one of these Hollywood children who's just turning out film after film. She's really a normal kid, and it really shows in her work.
This isn't the regular Santa suit, is it?
Oh, no, this is the real Santa suit.
It's very nice.
I agree, it's lovely. Gold buttons, gold thread. It's as real as me. Mara's a great challenge because there is enormous truth in what she does. And when she plays her performance, it helps you. You come up to her level in a way. And if you are unreal or theatrical or unacceptable in some way, you'll see it in a child's eyes, because if she's playing that scene with you, then she has all the truth and reality that is contained within that moment.
Elizabeth Perkins is nice, and Dylan McDermott is funny.
What's it like being in a movie that's all about Christmas?
Well, it's fun.
What's fun about it?
Well, I like looking at the toys. You can't really touch them, so it's not really fun. You can't go, oh, look, there's this little teddy bear, la-da-da-da-da, because when, the property department will yell at you or something. That's the end of the parade anyway. There's nothing else to see except guys cleaning up horse poop. And that doesn't thrill me at all.
Everybody adores her. I mean, really, the whole camera crew, the sound department, the assistants, the electricians, the prop boys, they just adore her. And principally because she's the most enchanting little girl. She behaves impeccably. She is ready to work when she's required. She knows her lines. She doesn't show off. She has an enchanting sense of humor. She's her own person.
I believe you have something of mine.
About 4 foot tall, brown hair, talks like she's 64 years old.
Well, she's a no-nonsense girl. My mom thinks she only watches a little bit of TV, a little tiny bit, but I think she doesn't watch it at all, and she doesn't have very much toys. She only has about 3 or something. And what she would do for fun is just read. And she's at school half the day anyway. I'm really completely different. I love to play. I have millions of toys in my room. It is so fun to play with them. I let people jump on my bed if they want.
Non-believers.
Right.
Well, Sir Richard is Santa Claus. It's very, he came in and started reading, and right away it was sort of, I went, my God, this is really perfect casting.
In general, I'm not in favor of remakes. It seems to me very difficult unless you depart absolutely from the original and merely take the kernel of the idea. But in this particular instance, it's such an enduring, everlasting story of Father Christmas, Santa Claus, Kris Kringle, whatever, that I really do think it works.
I thought it was a great story. I thought it was a timeless story of not only about Santa Claus and believing in Santa Claus, but belief in general.
That's not my Santa Claus.
I play Dory Walker, who was the Maureen O'Hara role in the original Miracle on 34th Street. And she is a single mother trying to raise an only child in New York City and hold down a career at the same time, which is a lot of work for any woman, and consequently has shut herself off and her daughter off from experiencing any miracles in their life as almost a defense. And through the course of the film, learns to believe in, and to trust in other people and to believe in miracles.
Wil je wat voor mij zingen?
Sinterklaas kapoentje, geef het in mijn schoentje.
I mean, I'm sure people naturally will compare this movie with the other movie, but for myself, I just have to do what's in front of me and, you know, do the best I can.
You are a very beautiful young lady.
You never take on an endeavor like this without understanding that there's going to be a comparison made. But I think the story still holds true today. I mean, I think there's a lot of what was said in the film back then that really does pertain to today's society in terms of belief and optimism and hope for the future and a lot of other themes that people are still interested in hearing.
The vital thing is the essence of it, is the truth of it, isn't it? The magic, the miracle of the piece. That's what has to be retained. And if it has that much more credibility by setting it in a totally contemporary atmosphere and circumstance, then it benefits the piece enormously.
Well, the only condition he insisted upon is that he be able to wear his own Santa suit.
He has his own Santa suit?
Apparently.
What's interesting about it is that the time that it took place, it was actually very contemporary for a single mother to be raising a child and holding down a job and basically playing the mother and father role. And so there wasn't really a lot of contemporizing in terms of my character because it's still an issue that's a very hot topic today.
Some things have been modernized, but the way that we're doing it is sort of timeless, where you don't know exactly what year it is. And the ties, for instance, are done in a way where you would never know what period they are. They're sort of thin, and so because some movies you look at and they have the big wide ties, and you know it's like the 70s, or the thin ties of the 50s. So the ties in this movie are sort of timeless.
What is your name?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't introduce myself. I do beg your pardon. You're Mr. Collins. I'm Mr. Kringle, Kris Kringle.
What I've always felt was very interesting about the story of Miracle on 34th Street is that my character and my daughter really do adopt the typical masculine personas in that we don't believe in Christmas, we don't believe in Santa Claus, we don't believe in a lot of things that are typically feminine notions, whereas the two men in the film adopt much more of the feminine qualities. And the men are trying to get the woman and the girl in this film to believe what is naturally a feminine notion in a lot of ways. And I've always thought that was a really interesting dichotomy about the whole story.
I really like the role a lot. I mean, he gets everything. He gets the girl, he gets to defend Santa Claus, he becomes friends with the little girl and actually helps her to have her faith. So, I mean, it's a real prime role for me.
Would it please the card if I gave you a Christmas card? I probably won't get another chance to see you. Unless I get arrested, which is very unlikely, since it's Christmas Eve and I'm going to bed uncharacteristically early.
Why people do remakes, I think, is that for the younger kids, because every 10 years is another generation. And the people who haven't seen this movie will get to see it. The kids will get to see a great story.
And the important thing is, as far as Kris Kringle is concerned, that I believe in him. I have to believe in him, because that is the essence of the story. Other people may make their judgment, but my credibility depends on the truth of my performance. And so he has to be true to me.
Go, Thunder and Blitzen!